Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Boom! And welcome to Today, brought to you by Boss Shot Shells. I'm Jeff Stanfield with the world famous Andy Shaver, and today is your day.
Yep. Today's my day. I'm going to warn you because I've got Monday and Wednesday for this week. They're both pretty lean.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Tuesday's lean too. Okay. So it's a lean week for events and shit.
rough start for the week. Now, there are some bright moments here, and my guy that was born today is my favorite actor right now. I think everything that he does is remarkable. He's a generational talent. He is going to go down as one of this generation's best actors.
Well, since I don't know any actors today, and I'm assuming it's a younger guy, I would have no idea who it is.
In his 40s? You know who he is.
I'm probably do, but wouldn't have a guess his name probably. So I'm going to say Matthew McConaughey. I know he's not in his 40s. I have no idea.
He is not in his 40s, but it is Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy was born today.
Is he in?
He is. You didn't watch
Fury?
Fury?
Is he in Fury?
No.
What? I know I've seen him in something.
Tom Hardy. You didn't watch Mobland on Paramount.
I watched the first part and I couldn't get into it. Is he good? Is he the good-looking guy on it?
He's the good-looking guy.
Okay, the chiseled jaw dude.
Yeah. Most people say say he looks like me, but yeah.
That's what the old ladies over at Summit said.
Yeah, that's right.
And he's got some old ladies got the hots for him at the. And they listen to this. A lot of people in Haskell did. So a couple of the old ladies in Haskell that work at the lumber yard have got the hots for Andy. Mm-hmm. One lady's about 75 and she was pretty graphic to the other lady about Andy. So there you go, Andy.
She can get in line. I get that everywhere I go. So September 15th, Tom Hardy was born. He was born to Chips Hardy. Chips Hardy is a novelist.
So he comes from a good family, a well-off family.
I think so. Twisted off in his 20s. Experience with drugs, alcohol, sex, all that good stuff. And then he's been sober.
Oh, so he had serious drinking and addiction problems.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So he made his breakout role was in Black Hawk Down. He played. He had a small role in Black Hawk Down, but you can see him in that. And then, or that's kind of what started it. And then his breakout role was Warrior, and then Inception. Also, he was in Inception with Leonardo DiCaprio. He was in that bear movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, The Revenant. Bad guy in it. And then my favorite all-time Tom Hardy role is Alfie Solomon's on Peaky Blinders. I think that role is just phenomenal. Every time I watch it, I'm blown away. Played Bane in Batman, so... and I can't forget the bootlegging movie, Lawless. He was in it.
That was a very good show.
He played Forrest, so... Good. Everything he does is great. All right, so my event that happened today. The largest victim of 2008, when you think of...
Largest victim in 2008?
Yes.
2008 would have been... Oh, the stock market.
Yep.
The stock market crash.
Who was a big domino that fell there?
Enron?
No, that was in the 90s.
Oh, excuse the hell out of me. I'm trying to think that 2008, they saved the car, the General Motors and Ford. Son of a bitch in 2008. Who else would it have been? The airlines. I don't know. You're going to have to help me here.
Lehman Brothers files Chapter 11 in 2008. Yeah. That was another thing that my generation has lived through. Well, in your generation, but
Yeah, I'm still alive, Andy. I was that
Yeah,
too.
I know, but it's harder on us young people.
No, it's not, because you young people have time to recoup it. There's a lot of people that didn't have time to recoup it.
That's true. So September 15th, 2008, Wall Street brokerage firm Lehman Brothers seeks Chapter 11, becoming the largest victim of the subprime mortgage crisis that would devastate financial markets and contribute to the biggest economic downturn since the Great Depression. Do you think if they wouldn't have done what they did, that we would have had another depression?
No.
Or do you think that they shouldn't have bailed
I think
everybody
they just
out?
bailed themselves out.
And they just kicked the can down the road?
A good friend of mine told me when all this was going on that General Motors, they should have let go bankrupt. He said there's enough wealthy people in this country that they would reinvest in it. It's a good investment.
Yeah, especially if it goes to nothing. Everybody can start getting a hold of it.
Because what happened was, and this is my opinion, and some of the union guys are going to get mad by listening to this, but some of them cars and stuff cost so much because of all the union stuff. My grandfather was a union. He retired from GM, and he was retired for 35 years, basically, and kept getting a raise on his stuff. And it's just not sustainable when you've got so much money going to retirements and pension funds and stuff like that to keep going.
Right.
And so it's not fair it's kind of like the COVID deal. We let Walmart and Home Depot and them places get big, but we put the mom and pops out of business. And that's kind of a bullshit deal. And I understand it's about jobs, but people would have reinvested. General Motors would still be here if we wouldn't have bailed them out.
Right.
Ford's still here.
At the time of the collapse, Lehman Brothers was the country's fourth largest investment bank with around 25,000 employees worldwide. It began as a humble dry goods store founded by German immigrant Henry Lehman in 1844 in Montgomery, Alabama. After Henry's brothers Emanuel and Mayer joined him in 1850, the business became known as Lehman Brothers. In 1994, American Express, which had acquired the firm a decade earlier, spun Lehman Brothers off an initial public offering, an IPO, under the leadership of CEO Richard Fuld. The investment firm began to expand its offerings in the aftermath of the 1999 repeal of the Glass-Steagall Act, which had barred affiliations between commercial banks and investment banks and their activities. So I don't know. I guess they got off. I guess they were some of the ones that were giving out these subprime or the mortgages.
They got caught playing their game. I don't believe in too big to fail. I just don't believe in that shit. It's not fair. It's not fair to the small companies when you get bailed out by the government on stuff. So I don't know all the details on all that stuff. I'm not into the stocks, all that stuff. So I'm the wrong guy to ask about this. But I just don't think it's fair to bail out some companies and you don't others. I mean, why haven't we bailed out Sears Roebuck?
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of companies that we haven't bailed out.
Bear Stearns, one of Lehman's closest competitors, was the first to go under, narrowly avoiding bankruptcy with the sale of J.P. Morgan Chase, backed by the federal government on March 16, 2008. In the aftermath of Bear's sudden collapse, rumors circulated that Lehman Brothers would be next to fall. Like Bear and other investment banks, Lehman's resilience on short-term funding deals known as repurchase agent or repo to raise the billions of dollars it needed to run its business operations each day made it especially vulnerable to any crisis in investor and market confidence. Lehman sought to reassure its investors, raising $6 billion in equity in June 2008, despite reporting its first loss since going public in 1994. Then on September 10th, the firm announced that it expected $5.6 billion in write-downs, reductions in the estimated or nominal value of an asset for its toxic asset, and a $3.9 billion loss for the third quarter. In addition, Lehman said it planned to spin off $50 billion of toxic assets in a separate publicly held operation. In response to this announcement, the major rating agency Moody's threatened to downgrade Lehman's debt rating, and on September 12th, Federal Reserve Chairman, I'm going to skip that name, and others met at the Fed in New York to discuss the firm's fate. Despite concerns about the consequences of Lehman Brothers' collapse would bring, the federal government and representatives of the administration of President George W. Bush refused to bail out another investment bank. Hopes of a sale to another bank fell short as well. One prospective buyer, Bank of America, decided that Merrill Lynch instead, while British regulators blocked a last-ditch deal to sell Lehman's to Barclays of London. Out of options, Lehman Brothers declared bankruptcy early on the morning of September 15th. The firm declared $639 billion in assets and $613 billion in debt, making it the largest bankruptcy filing in U.S. history. That day, the Dow Jones plunged more than 500 points, steepest decline since its reopening after 9/11 just a few years prior. Lehman's collapse sent financial market into turmoil for weeks, leading many to question the federal government's decision to let the bank fail. So they did not get a bailout. They got to go down. Okay, my guy that died today, I had no idea about his name, but he's been in a lot of shit. He was in Cool Hand Luke, Kelly's Hero.
Cool Hand Luke? George Kennedy?
Kelly's Hero, Dillinger, The Godfather Part 2, Alien, Escape from New York, Christine, Repo Man, One Magic Christmas, Pretty in Pink, The Last Temptation of the Christ, Wild at Heart, The Straight
I know
Story,
the guy, but I can't tell you what his name is.
The Green Mile, The Man Who Cried, Alpha Dog, Rango.
Yeah, he's
The
been in a lot of
Avengers,
stuff. The dark-headed guy.
Harry Dean Stanton.
Yeah, I couldn't have told you his name, but I know who he is.
Seen him in a lot of stuff. He died today at the age of 91. He was born in Kentucky to a tobacco farmer and a barber. His
He
dad.
was in Cool Hand Luke. I just realized that now looking back.
Yeah, I've seen him in a lot of stuff.
I think he was a snitch in it.
I've never seen Cool Hand Luke, so I
That's
couldn't
a
tell you.
great movie. Very good movie.
I'll stick to watching.
It's if you watched it,
Peaky
it's
Blinders.
a good movie.
He made his first television appearance in 1954 with a role in the Inner Sanctum episode Hour of Darkness. He played Stone Man in 1959, Have Gun Will Travel episode of Treasure Trail. His breakthrough role came with a lead role in Paris, Texas. Did you ever see that?
No, I didn't. Never even heard of it.
Didn't see that either. So he appeared in some other stuff, and Stanton was one of film critics. Was a favorite of film critic Roger Ebert, who said that no movie featuring either Harry Dean Stanton or M. Emmett Walsh in a supporting role can be bad. So whatever you get him in, Ebert was a fan. He died of heart failure at the age of 91, and he was cremated. So that's all I got for September 15th. Go watch Peaky Blinders.
All right. Thank you very much for listening to us. God bless you and have a great day.